Did you see where I parked down there and I couldn't find parking?
I did.
I am a wee bit of a menace when I've got a bike.
What? It's getting frustrating, to say the least. I think I've gone through this rendition like 3 times now with Quimby here, so...
Hey,
Sorry,
I have like a super TLDR
I'm
now.
chilling. I'm big chilling.
It's just... I don't know, I'm more looking for your opinion, but... I just don't like what Tori's doing with Highway. I think she's making spontaneous decisions without understanding consequences to other departments. And then that in turn makes me look like the bad guy because I'm associated, right? It literally was like pulling teeth to get her to even meet with Joe and Harold to be like, hey, we're not here to beef, we're here to get shit done together. And that didn't even go super well. I mean, it went well, but not as much as I'd expect it to. But and then I mean, what else? It just sucks. I'm miserable. It's just like I feel like I'm doing a captain's job while being the little guy. For example, recently we just had like all the car deals. Like everybody had it took them a week to get deals with most of the repair shops, right? We just got more than one repair shop deal, like just like a day or two ago. Why? Because Tori didn't care, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna handle this. I met with people, and then Tori hit me with a, well, can we negotiate that? And I'm like, listen, motherfucker, like, go talk to them then if you have a problem with these deals. I'll just fucking accept them right off the rip. And then I went and negotiated, got them lowered, and then when I had a meeting with her, I said, hey, listen, these are your 2 options with these with Hayes and Limitless. I'm like, these are your 2 the parameters to have a deal with both of them. I just need you to have a stamp of yes or no. And literally explained the whole thing to her, and then she just like one ear out the other. She's like, how does I don't get this? And I'm like, what do you mean you don't fucking get it? And it was just so frustrating. You can't fucking punish people whenever they shouldn't be like they shouldn't be paying out of pocket to fix company cars. Like, there are departments that have had full coverage of internals and body. Highway refuses to do body. They only do internals.
What?
Yeah, because she's so budget hoary, like she's so budget centered that it's like disgusting.
I mean, I understand wanting to protect the budget and make sure that it ends up profitable, but at the same time, you gotta give people a reason to want to work. I mean, I remember back, months ago when we weren't getting stuff paid for even, Alice's Day. And there was one time where I was on shift and I did the maths. If I got 2 repairs and 2 fuel ups and I ate food while I worked a 4-hour shift, I was breaking even with my pay.
Right.
I finally walked in, I said, I can't afford to patrol anymore. That's it. It's for
that's
me.
exactly what I said. I said I shouldn't even patrol anymore. I should just go sit in the office for 8 hours. I'll actually make money then if I do that. Like, this is fucking stupid. But
and what good does that do for anyone? Like,
right.
That's
right. And then that's like one of them. Like, and I'll have meetings with her, and I'll tell her like, basically, this is why you should do this. This is why. And then she'll either go with it, which is rare, or she'll just have her own twist on it and then run with that for like a duration and then revert back to doing what I said to do. So for example, this rank shit that they just pushed out, or we have corporals now or whatever, she pushed that shit out and I said to do that from the rip. It took her about a month or 2 and now she's doing it. And I'm like sitting there like, shouldn't have you gotten with the other departments to see like if they were going to follow suit?
The other departments, everyone's got such a poor view of Highway with their different rank structure and stuff like that.
And I don't blame them. It's literally Tori's fault.
I just don't understand trying to make it so different. I don't know. I don't think it's needed, right? I guess I'm bummed for you because I know that you went down to LSPD wanting to really build something there, and you had all the energy and all the desire to do it, and then kind of just kept getting held down underwater and not allowed to do much. And then I felt like you finally got your break with Highway, and now this is just sort of plateauing.
So I'm fairly confident that Joe would take me. I'm not 100% that he'd keep me as a sergeant. He does hint at it. I'm assuming what they do is they would demote me to like senior and then give it time and promote me potentially. I don't know, and I don't really care, to be honest. But the thing that's intriguing to me is, and I think I've told you about this like numerous times in the past, is I really want to work out of Polito. If I were to do it, and it could even just be myself, I would do 10 times better just because of presence, right?
I'm just afraid that anyone, unless you had a substantial amount of people who were spending more time up there, they'd just get pressed and overwhelmed, shut down, murdered, all that.
There's a lot that could be done. So these people openly brandish firearms, illegal firearms, on business property, and shoot people on business property, right in the parking lot and everything too. You could easily just, if somebody just did an extra step of just tracking this shit, could easily make a case and send it to whoever, the DOJ or the mayor's office, would probably be more the avenue, to have these businesses closed. I'm doing it this like I am gonna transfer because I don't see this getting better, but I'm at least giving myself a month until like the 5th of September so that I can just kind of leave things a little better than where it was, like just to get people prepared. Like
wrap stuff up nice and tight with a bow, and not.
So when I transfer,
bridges.
it's not like a atom bomb. Now, Highway probably will eventually die without me, even though I am pretty egotistical and think that it's just me. I think it'll live for a little bit, but it'll die. But if I could just help them set up a little bit, the people beneath me, like people like Arlo, and just give people.
Yeah, I was gonna. I have solid officers that I can think of that are Highway. Arlo is the only one that comes to mind. Say from yourself.
Tori is very much starting to teeter the line of going out the deep end, and I don't want to be a part of the sinking ship.
I will also say that the perspective of, I think, the general perspective from the rest of DPS is that Highway is where the rejects are.
Yep.
That's where people got fired. Other departments have shown up. People who've just like been gone for a long time, they just kind of show up there. It feels like the rejects, which is not a good foundation.
Well, and in being the rejects, we're inherently becoming LSPD 2.0. The beast.
I hate it because I want other departments to thrive. But when I think about, even when I think about LSPD, I think about solid officers there, and who comes to mind? Hardcastle. That's pretty much all I can think of.
I think Highway very much should have been sort of bit of what it was, where it should have been, you come in as a trooper, you're the same equivalent to an officer deputy, and it's like just a small collection of people that are just following a niche, right? Like highway, patrolling the highways, highway traffic enforcement, shit like that. I think it got carried away with just a bunch of fucking people. Like Ty came into the department, which was odd, and was given a rank more than the people that actually show up and do work, which already inherently pissed me off.
I figured that was like an honorary, like laurels sort of rank,
yeah.
Like, he used to be chief of police or whatever he was.
The way that she should be approaching things is you don't give people shiny toys until they work for it, right? She's giving people shiny toys and not letting them work for it, and it's just making a fragile foundation. And it's very blatant to see, at least from my perspective. She sat in a meeting telling me that Fist was gone, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, Fist is a thing again. And we have 2 people that I have no idea barely who they are, and I guess they're leads in it or something now. And yeah, and then they were talking about SWAT, and all I said to them was, listen guys, Swift was probably a good compromise, because it was more of like a umbrella to empower a lot of like events that you could do and like coordinated operations. But now you're going into the land of things we really don't need. And I'm like, and I just told him straight up, you really should be focusing on the function of this department, because while Toretti's in this DPS, none of that shit will ever work. And I'm like, I wouldn't even waste your time, because you're going to work so hard making SOPs for 2 months, and then Toretti's going to hear about it and go, no. So that's why I'm like, why are you wasting your time? And they're like, yeah, you're right, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day I hear, oh, SWAT's going to be a thing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, this is just dumb.
I those things it's just better to do, like get the people you want and running up rather than trying to.
Yeah, and I've said this before.
Put together something special in it.
It very much was pandered as like, we're gonna come in clean slate and we're gonna take our time bringing people in, and like actually like attack with a mission. Our mission being obviously highway enforcement, but and et cetera, et cetera. Well, it very much lost that direction, and it's unfortunate, but am I at fault for that? Probably. I am one of the other faces of it. Sure, I'm probably at fault for that. Hell, I've transferred some people over that were considered rejects, so like, yeah, I'm probably at fault for it. But it's still the fact of every time I feel like I try to like put some reason into a discussion about like how would this affect the overall DPS, I just get told, well, I don't really care what the county thinks. And I'm like, well, yeah, you shouldn't care what they think, but you should care how it affects them, because that inherently is going to affect you. Like, are you dumb?
No, definitely. I mean, last thing I want to say is a department that's like at odds with the other ones. Right?
Yep.
We should all be working together and want to work with one another instead of being, eye rolling and stuff like. I mean, you got Grapeseed and they're quirky, right? But the solid consensus is, yeah, they might be Grapeseed, but they're all really solid officers regardless. I do like, so if you do transfer back, I mean, what if you are taking down the senior? Like, what is your plan going to be, and how are things going to be different than LSPD and now highway? Is it just the Tory factor, or is it?
Well, I would say it's kind of like both of like. Well, I left the LSPD because I had a meeting with Toretti and told him why I left Sandy, and then within like a week or two, he transferred the 2 people I had a problem with that I just told him into the department. So that was my problem there. But for highway, it's very much just.
And now one of them's a criminal. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's not.
Sorry. Go on.
She also got her first felony trying to kill me. So I think it's very much just her image of the department and vision is completely different to mine, and I do not like the vision that she's getting closer to. Whereas like when it goes to my way, I'm like, I think everybody enjoys it. It's just a thing of like, hey, she's the captain. It's her department. If I don't want to subscribe to her ideals and what she wants, then I need to leave. It's just kind of that simple. For the county, I very much know Joe. He's been the best captain I've ever had. And even with me transferring the LSPD and the highway, I've always talked to him. And anytime I've had problems, I always go to him and we talk about shit. Like, there's always been that communication channel. Sure, he's a snake and has like, we'll always twist shit. But still, nonetheless, fundamentally, he is a good captain. He'd have my back.
I was gonna say, I think he really does not like it when he thinks he's gonna lose people. I think he recognizes drive in people, and he probably didn't even want to lose you, and so he got salty about that. I can't blame him too much. He wants that in his department.
Well, and I know he's like, I have no shift through Sergeant's Breeze. I could really use you, and we've talked about this a couple months ago, 3 or 4 months ago now. And I don't want to say he was offering me Polito, but he was definitely opening the door of like, oh, you could do it, because I don't think he wanted to really give me anything without me, or like not working towards it, but like having that hey, I am coming, and then him actually give me stuff. It was more of what ifs. But the conversation, and I think Wimley can attest to this, the conversation that we had at his house very much seemed more dedicated to, no, this is what I'd give you. Like I said, I'd rather be a senior deputy in fucking BCSO working out of Polito than being a lieutenant in highway. It's just crazy to think for some people, but that's the truth. Like when I sit there and I think about it, my pathways I could go, and I'm like, I'd very much would enjoy my time way more if I just went the senior deputy route. Who knows? Maybe Joe ends up giving me sergeant or keeping me at sergeant, and then eventually way down the line in a year or so gives me lieutenant or something like that. Sure, I mean, it's whatever. I know for a fact that I can very much have those kind of like really in-depth conversations about decisions with him and not feel like we're going to do things that just jeopardize everything. It's going to be very thoughtful. Like, do you know when I worked in Sandy and how we all would do the shit too shenanigans and shit? Me, you, Harriet, Cletus, Rio, right? All of us.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like that, but instead I would just primarily patrol Polito. That's it, right? So and it'd be kind of my focus.
I will say sometimes that stack was a wee bit too much.
yeah, but we did get into a lot of shenanigans.
Especially, you know, Cletus got fired, right?
Yeah, I know. I rehired him as an admin assistant.
He called me. He's like, well, Candy, I guess he got what you wanted. I got fired. I said, when did I ever want you to get fired? What was never a thing.
He's a dumbass.
Yes. He's like,
he's such a dumbass.
I'll see if I can get hired with Highway. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I got him in as an admin assistant, and now I'm hoping he eventually hits a point where Tori will bring him into Highway, and that's gonna tank so much support. A lot of it too is like, if I were to go to Polito, I wouldn't want to have a horde of people follow me, but I would want like a few people that would be interested in something more than just patrol work, right? I know you're like more of a thinker when it comes to like forensics and investigative shit, right? So I didn't know if that was anything of your interest.
Sure. I just got to have the tools to do it. Like right now, I mean, I've not gotten involved in CID, even though that's originally one of the reasons why I joined BCSO, was that I wanted to do CID.
Maybe we do your own thing. You know, like if I went to Polito, you could. No one's fucking touching Polito.
Well, that's. I mean, it'd still be BCSO, right? Like I wouldn't be leaving BCSO. I'll just be.
Well, I meant new thing as in like an investigation. Like you keep it close to yourself until you compiled a lot, and then you can kind of reach out for guidance or more assets, right? Like
I don't want to like, I'm not sure exactly what you're hoping for. I don't want to let you down. I would definitely
let me down.
I would definitely do stuff up in Polito. I just don't want to. I'm not going to go up there and do stuff on my own up in Polito, really.
Well, yeah, no.
Right? Like I already don't prefer to patrol alone and stuff. Like I just.
Yeah, but those are my thoughts. That's kind of my vision. Like I said, I'm planning like to have like a decision of. I mean, I'm pretty convinced I'm just going to transfer.
Mm-hmm. But you're gonna take the time and make sure everything's like left as good as you can.
Yeah, and I wanted to give you a heads up of like, if you were interested, we can start to discuss things and like see what's viable. So like, whenever time comes that we could actually do stuff.
I think if you know, someone shows that they want to do something and they have a plan for it and they get people involved, people do it.
Like, I think it's different kind of this time, like talking about this and thinking about it. Reason being is because I think we very much have the backing of Joe completely. And there's going to be a lot that we could deal with it.
I'm still sort of bummed on your behalf that stuff hasn't worked out the way you hope, but
yeah, I appreciate it. But
I would personally, I would like to be in the same department as you once again.
Yeah, I appreciate it, but shit happens. And sometimes people just aren't good enough. Maybe I'm not good enough for the situation I'm in, or maybe they're just not good enough. I don't know, but fuck it. I'm to the point where I don't want to suffer on other people's behalf, so I want to just do something that makes me happy to get on duty. Well, that's about it.
Oh, sure, he's fine. We can go
That's
there.
the most part. I have a bajillion reasons why I went out of highway, but it's kind of pointless in the end because it kind of have my... That was odd.
That's a stolen vehicle. Almost certainly.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens.
Alright, we'll just keep me posted. I mean, I'm still here. I've been here this whole time.
Yeah, but like I said, if you happen to think about anything, or you really like the idea and want to like just start figuring
Fingies
shit
hurt,
out, like
not good.
shoot me a text and we can always talk about
Ice
stuff.
your fingies, man.
This is the
Lovely.
intermission period.
I am not the best with coming up with ideas, but I'm good at supporting other people's ideas. I'll do my best, but...
I think you need to give yourself a little bit more credit.
Don't think like that.
Coming up with ideas doesn't mean it has to happen. It's more of just thinking of theories, you know, like the bike patrol you just said. That's a good idea.
Did you see where I parked down there and I couldn't find parking?
I did.
I am a wee bit of a menace when I've got a bike.
I texted Joe and told him I'll be putting in for my transfer September 5th.
Alright.
Yeah, Joe said okay, so I think I'm good.
That's also just such a Joe response.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's terrible texting.
Okay.
He'll just say like capital O and capital K, and you're like, all right, Dad's pissed, you know. I was telling Joe this the other day. I was like, the shift 2, like shenanigans with me, you, and everybody else when we all worked at Sandy was probably the best time I've had in this DPS so far.
Like, I do miss it.